Let's take a moment and try to be a little bit open-minded. All right. Do you know what kind of leader you are? Are you micromanaging? Are you very involved? Are you creative? Are you very product oriented? What kind of leader are
Hmm.
you?
Oh, good question.
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't know if I have like a archetype or a
Mm-hmm.
metaphor
Mm-hmm.
or whatever for it. I think I'm quite impatient. I think I'm quite resilient. Like there's, I think, a lot of grit involved in
Yeah.
being founder in general, especially in crypto. It's like crazy, crazy ups and downs. So I think I'm pretty good at being, consistent in effort, in in like not getting too carried away when it's hot, not
Mm-hmm.
you know being too dark when it's difficult. Um, and then I I do like sort of the intersection of product and the commercial side of things. So I do stay involved with that. How do we price? How do we package? How do we sell?
Mm-hmm.
How do we, what is the product experience? And so these are some of the things that I like. I also like the the sort of art and science,
Mm-hmm.
of running a company. And I think it's, maybe coming back to music and books and whatnot. It's not just like a pure uh, clinical exercise. It's like, how do you create a motivational, environment and the right culture and tell the right stories and make it clear for people, certain things, whether it's like a small point to be made here and there or like the bigger vision of the company. And so I do like, I think I'm like decently good at like traversing a lot of these things you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think to maybe flip the question a little bit, I think my biggest weakness is probably that I'm quite impatient and can be like, oh, we need to like do this, and then it might take like 6 months to like do that thing, and that is hard for me. Like,
To accept.
in like, yeah, I will go in and be like, oh, this thing, like we really need to do this thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then 3 weeks later, I might be like, oh no, um, I now I think about this thing, but like it's still going to take us like another X months to do the first thing.
But do you
And
listen?
this is where it's helpful to have a co-founder. Honestly, like
That's
my
what I was going
co-founder
to
is,
ask. Who do you
yeah.
listen in this moments? Because it sounds fair when you have a product feature that you want to implement that it might take time. Not 3 days, but probably 3 months. It's just from experience. Who do you listen to in this moment? Who's your common sense? Your co founder?
I mean, I work very, very closely with my co-founder. We run the company as a partnership, 50-50, the two of us. So it's not like I go in and just decide all the
Mm-hmm.
things. And so he's better than me, I would say, on like focus on like, hey, we need to take something away. We need to like ensure we do this properly, not just like do it and move on. And of course, there's always attention. And this I think is mostly healthy, to have two sides of it. But
Mm-hmm.
I think, and then being able to, of course, like ultimately you need to make the decisions and get on the same page. But yeah, I think we have a nice like tension there.
It's obviously two, when two people are working so closely together, there's bound to be some sort of misunderstanding or conflict or just exhaustion because working side by side so closely can get you to that
Mm-hmm.
point. How do you handle that? How do you handle different opinions on the same thing? How do you handle conflicts or, being sad, being upset, being angry? So how do you handle that with your co-founder? And is there anything for other people to learn?
Yeah, I think we just have, very direct communication,
Mm-hmm.
and then don't, basically never take things personally, and then try to make all the arguments as structured and sort of
Mm-hmm.
constructive and logical as possible. And then sometimes you just inevitably, things are hot and it's difficult. And then I think we've over 7+ years create sort of have a good intuition for like, okay, now this is not productive. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
just sort
We
of
need to step back.
running the same arguments or getting annoyed, and then we typically just say, hey, let's just take this tomorrow, or not go further here. And so I think that's been good. And then I think you need to just ultimately develop, a trust with each other on, each other's intuitions, each other's ability to execute on things. And then with that, you learn to say, okay, actually, there's a lot of hard decisions, and sometimes I will say, okay, seems like you feel more strongly about this. Let's do the way you think about it, or the other way around, and that's I think. But in general, I also will say, there's a lot of hard decisions all the time, and
Yeah.
so this is not something you like just figure out. It's like daily, weekly things that are hard, that needs to be decided on, that are real trade-offs and risks and pains, and you do have to learn to live with that, and between more stakeholders than just yourself also.